Get your favorite health tips right here on U24. Maintain your kidney by drinking 8 to 10 glasses of water each day. This can be in form of soup, tea, water, cooked grains, and boiled vegetables.
My name is Erica Murunchi and welcome to Be Inspired by Erica. So today I want to talk about personal hygiene. Personal hygiene is not just a habit, it is a way of life. By maintaining personal hygiene, you will reduce stress, improve on your focus, show respect for yourself and others around you, to the people around you. Take care of your space and your life. Keep your room tidy, wash your hands, cut your fingernails, comb your hair, brush your teeth, and many others. Take care of your space and your life. Brush your teeth, make your bed, bathe, cut your fingernails, comb your hair, and many others. Make cleanliness a habit. Personal hygiene should be a priority. Cleanliness is next to godliness. Stay blessed. Much love. Thanks for watching.
Hi, my name is Doreen Tuhidire, coming to you from Be Money Wiser, and we're going to be bringing to you the hashtag 100 Ways to Be Money Wiser by Mrs. T. Tilda Nabandra. We're going to be running this hashtag 100 Ways to Be Money Wiser on U24 television. Don't miss out.
U24. Don't miss on U24.
Entrepreneurs Hub, giving you a deep and unique insight into agribusiness, services, ICT and innovation, industrialization, and so much more. Entrepreneurs Hub, growing your small, medium, and large business entity. With yours truly, Sandra Kahunde.
Youth of Purpose. Youth of Purpose.
A very good evening. And of course, 56 billions have been dispatched for the local council elections. But also most importantly is that today we discuss the youth position and understanding in these particular elections that are coming up, the women's perspective. Are they actually included, or is it just saying, oh, go out there and contest? And of course, with the idea that with just your national ID and being a resident of that particular area, you do qualify to contest. Where does that leave the kind of leadership that we'll be able to have in terms of advocacy, in terms of real governance for the people in the rural communities? My name is Treslin Ankunda, and of course this is Youth of Purpose right here on U24 television. And I am not alone in studios. As usual, I always have a team of young people who join us to share their perspectives on the different discussions that are happening, but also be able to make some recommendations and a call to action for us all young people. And today in studios, I do have Tumhimbise Wycliffe, who is a former Member of Parliament aspirant for Buhweju West constituency. And I equally have Charity Kusima, who is the Student Affairs Representative for Busheng District Youth Council. And I do have Topachu Douglas, all the way from Pakwach, and who is a patriot and a lawyer. He'll be able to tell us more about himself. But briefly, let me get it started with you, Wycliffe, to say hello to our viewers, to say hello to our listeners, and also to welcome you once again to this particular show.
Thank you, my dear sister and our today's moderator, Madam Tresselin, my colleagues, my sister here, and my brother Douglas, and the viewers outside there. Good evening, countrymen and countrywomen. Today, I want to first congratulate our new SG for the Patriotic League of Uganda, Mr. Fadil. So today, for the point of information, we had a great day. So in the history of PLU as the party. Then I also want to extend my greetings to my people of Buhwej West, who gave me power to become the speaker of Buhwej District Youth League, and as well as Ankole Sub-Region, where I work as the chairperson of Comrades Alliance. We are very much humbled, and I am very much sure that what we are going to share today is going to be of a value to our great nation, to our great generation, and to our great leaders outside there, for God and my country. Thank you.
Interesting. When you say you work there, you'll be able to tell us whether it is a job or whether it is something that you've taken on voluntary. But thank you for joining us, and we're happy to have you join us in this particular episode. Let me get to you, Charity. Kindly say hello to our listeners, our viewers, and maybe to your Bushenyi people, just like Wycliffe did here.
Thank you so much, Tresselin, our moderator for today. To the viewers, my name is Charity Kusima, youth leader at the Busheng District Youth Council. Very much passionate about the youth, passionate about men's mental health, passionate about the well-being of the youth and how we can be purposeful in the environment. And I shout out to all the Bushenyi people. Thank you for trusting us. To all those who believe in the young generation, we are expecting you to tune in and follow us so that you can learn more from this show. Thank you.
Interesting. Thank you so much, Charity, for joining us. When you mentioned that you're passionate about men's mental health, it's interesting. I don't know if you're also passionate about our women's mental health, if it is just men.
Yes, I am.
But thank you for joining us. Let me get to you, Douglas. Douglas, I think you're the first time we're having you here on this show.
Sure.
So kindly say hello to our listeners, to our viewers, and add anything you'd like us to know about you.
Well, my name is Oswald Douglas Topacho. I want to thank you, first of all, Madam Tresselin, for inviting me here and having me here. It's quite an opportunity to share what we believe would be the best and how best we would have the youth and each one that bears the national ID of Uganda get involved in what we need for the best of our country. As I've said, my name is Oswald Douglas Topacho. I'm a lawyer, but also a patriot. I underline patriot. That means I believe and I want the best for this country. I don't care who is around, but I believe we need to work together, get patriotic, and make sure this country gets to where we want it to get in the best way possible. I thank you so very much. Please don't go away. Keep us logged in so that we can have discussions all the way. I thank you very much.
Interesting. Thank you so much, Douglas, for joining us. And I think I'll be able to start it off with you when you mentioned that you're a patriot and the role that patriotism has to do with leadership and governance, even much more way beyond positions and titles that people do hold. Now, when we talk about the local council elections, particularly the local council 1 and local council 2 elections, but also alive that we do have the women council elections going to happen. In your perspective as a patriot, but also as a lawyer, what briefly in a preamble comes to you when you think about these elections with a view of young people's participation?
Great. I thank you for the question. However, I want the viewers out there to know that it is your mandate. I told you if you carry the national ID of the country, Republic of Uganda. Okay, and you are an adult. That means you are 18 years and above. That means you carry the mandate to get involved in the betterment of this country to a higher extent. I would love to quote our mother law, that is the Constitution. The Constitution gives us explicit provisions, okay, where it calls for youth, it calls for women to be inclusive in the local government. But I believe the local government there does not mean that it is just local government. It's just being decentralized, okay, to make sure the wananchi up to the ground level are reached, okay. Now, talking about the local council elections and how the youth and women can get inclusive in such affairs. We have said it is by law, okay? So which means, purposes of clarity is that you who is watching us, even when you are from Pakwach, or Bushenyi, or Mbarara, or elsewhere, okay, you carry the mandate to get involved in these affairs and make sure that you are up to date. That is what patriotism is all about. Make sure that you are up to date, okay? Because I want to give thanks to the government, because if such provisions are explicit by law, I mean the Constitution and the Local Government Act, okay, it gives us explicit provisions of youth getting involved in such affairs, okay? Now, if you have been given such an opportunity, okay, to participate in such affairs, and you don't do it, that means you shouldn't shift the blame to the leader, okay? It starts with me, right? Because first of all, the law has first given you a chance. So you shouldn't look for your leader and complain. You are the one to put that leader in power. Okay, so it is now up to you to get to know what are the issues we have in the country, what are the issues we have in our local council. Is this leader going to achieve these issues? And you, with the knowledge you have achieved, okay, yes, choose the leader, then it is very paramount that that leader will achieve and solve the problems that you're facing in that local council. So if you don't do it and you partake of so-called bribery because they've given you soap and because they've given you A, B, C, and D, and leave what the gist of the matter, because you appearing there is that we need to solve an issue in the local council. So if you don't participate in the solution giving in that local council, then you should not shift blame. Yes, that is what I would say.
Interesting preamble right there. And I love the fact that you mentioned so many things that it is our mandate.
Yes.
And most of the times, if we don't show up, then we lose or we negate our right to actually be able to hold people accountable. And so for us to stop lamenting, and particularly as young people on this Young People's Show, it is important that you at least spare some time to take part in these elections, to be able to share shape the narrative, but also make sure that the leaders that get into office are leaders that will represent you in the best manner. Let me get to you, Charity, and I want to pick it up from the conversation I've had with Douglas. When you talk about youth representation, especially in the local council structures, and particularly at a level of LC1 and LC2, we are in a world where there is so much pressure that most of the young people feel they should be leaders at a national level. And when you talk to them and tell them about being an LC1 chairperson, perhaps they feel like you are actually underlooking them. But also, alive to the fact that the LC1 position is one that is open to any Ugandan as long as you have a national ID and you are a resident of that particular area, even if you do not have you don't need to have any academic qualification. As a young person in school, but also in the youth council structures, do you think it would be easier for you to work with a young chairperson LC1, or do you think that we should maintain the status quo?
Thank you so much. First and foremost, for inclusivity, yes, it is right to work with us. It's like a belief. We have grown up seeing LC1 chairmen to be the grandfathers of the villages, to be the very old people in the villages. But when we include the youth, the women into these structures, and they are coming out to be LC1 chairpersons. Imagine a person of 20 years becoming an LC1 chairperson. They have more energy, more vigor to move around the villages, go to different cells, maybe look into what the people of the village need, rather than our fathers, our grandfathers who have been in these positions for maybe 20 plus years and they have not done anything. So if we are including the youth and the women into these LC structures, it is going to be helpful to us. They're going to include us. They're going to know what we need. Then they are going to be able to liaise with they are going to be able to liaise with the district chairpersons. They're going to be able to liaise with the youth league. They still have that vigor compared to the chairmen that are old. And again, if we do not allow the youth to be into these LC structures, who are going to be the leaders of tomorrow? These grandfathers and fathers of ours are going to eventually get off positions. If we do not train ourselves to lead right from the grassroots, we cannot just jump out and become MPs. We need to have a base. Sure. Start small and you will eventually get there. Most people, you will hear they started from LC1, they started as a parish leader, they started as a cell leader, and eventually they are thriving as maybe members of parliament, as representatives on the district, on big boards, SEC members. So it is very important and very vital to include the youth and the women in these LC1 elections. And also to the youth, do not feel too proud that you cannot take on those LC1 positions because they're paying you only a simple 10K and you need to go to the youth league where you're going to get a lobby of 10 million. Start small, you eventually get there. Thank you.
Okay, interesting. Let me get to you, Wycliffe. And my question is going to be a rejoinder from Charity's question. Us saying that young people should be there and the time and commitment that this requires.
Yes.
You have seen Chairperson LC1s signing on some of the agreements. You've seen the LC1s recruiting and being able to recommend those to join the UPDF. You've seen Chairpersons LC1s being able to write in case an individual dies, being able to write that you have been this person, the deceased was a resident of this particular area. And all that calls for a viability and someone actually being on ground. With a shift of technology, with a shift of a search for greener pastures, with a shift for modernity, and with a shift for so many things around the youth environment, how easy is it for them, and particularly for them to be able to execute such tasks without fear or without even being compromised in terms of commitment?
Yes. Thank you so much, Madam Moderator. I want to start up with this before I go to maybe share my view about the question we've asked our dear moderator. Be the change you want to see. At the end of the day, we are crying, as how my brother was saying, but we don't want to be part of the decision making, and this comes to us. So the leader you're going to entrust, it means is the same person who is going to give the decisions which are going to affect you as a person and the society at large. Now that I'm a student of political classical theory, there is what we call decentralization. And that is the transfer, in a simple understanding, of power from the central to the local. And now, you see, when the power is transferred, and I want to first thank the government that they have embraced this system, whereby our people from our homelands, from our villages, from our communities are given the mandate to choose the person of their choice and who is going to take them for a period of time. I personally, my dad, I think, died 2 years back, and he was a chairman LC1. And he had led our community, that is Riakafun A, for 25 years. So he died when he was still an LC1 chairperson. And I know now what LC chairpersons do. And to my understanding, one, we should not do mistakes, that we are going to vote people because they are the inhabitants of our societies. No. Let's give mandate to people who understand the current challenges of our people. Because I've seen they bring a document, it is in English, and you find in their Kafun A where my grand or my dad is the chairperson, he or she doesn't know how to read and write, and it means the decision that person is going to take is going to be based on the someone who interviewed, maybe someone who narrated the story for him because it was in English, and you find that LC chairperson didn't know how to read English, and which means the decision is going to take is going to affect the whole society. So that's the first point. Let's give people who are capable and who knows something when it comes to reading. Not that you are a senior citizen and we should give you the chairmanship of the community. To me, I say no. Number two, when we talk of LC1 chairperson, we should give people who are not sectarian, and we should entrust people who knows what to do. Because at the end of the day, if you say you're going to give Wiki because he has a lot of money or what, I think to me it doesn't take us anywhere. Number three, we the youth, because you see we have structures, NYC, Youth League, up to the national level, but we start from the village. That is village level, parish, sub-county, then to the district. So we call upon our brothers and sisters who are in the villages, because you see, you might see Tracy here, she's from Bushenyi, but she's working from Kampala, which means she might not get the opportunity to go and contest at the LC1 chairperson. But there is Jimmy, there is Samuel, who is my brother, and is on the youth structures, or is a capable person from my village, Riakafun E Katina. It means it gives that person a chance to contest at the village level. Because you cannot say that you want fruits at the top or at the center when you don't have strong on ground. And that's why we are going, I talk on behalf of PRA, I think I'm forgiven. We are now going to make systems from the village level, because we have seen we are working and doing well at the central, but we don't have the roots. So that's why we are saying, even if we say youth, we are the decision makers, we say youth, we are a large number in the total population of Uganda, but we don't have representatives at the village level. It means what we are doing, it is going to get finished on the top, and we are not going to be having a stand. Look, we are having programs and projects of the government, and these projects are going directly to these villages. And you find an LC1 chairperson even doesn't know what is taking place of the PDM money, of wealth creation. And this one needs someone who is updated, and that is the youth. Because the youth, they have phones, youth, they can be able to go on the TV and see this UBC. You see now, I speak English, but you find someone from Chisoro is understanding another language. And for the youth, many of them, they have got an opportunity within this government of NRM to go to the UPE schools and some other private schools to get some more information. So to me, I believe we the youth, let's not say we are above, let's not say we cannot lead these communities. And let me surprise you. To me, when I was home, I could see cases which are more of professional. For example, land cases. Yes, signing agreements, endagano. You see, they are coming, the chairperson doesn't, my dad, by then, that's why I call myself a son of a peasant. He didn't know how to read English. So you could find, when I'm from school, all my brothers, we go in the sitting room and we say, Daddy, here they meant this and this. And it means if you're a youth, you can be able to narrate that and change it in any language, local language of our people in our different societies. Number three, there are some minus the land titles. You see, they are signing. In Runyankole, we call them everybody. Someone is going to move from Katinda, is going to work in Karamoja. So the chairperson has signed an agreement to, you are a senior citizen of that place. and some of our young people there, they don't have IDs. So these LOC1 chairpersons and the women councils, to me, I think they are very important people, and they are the ones who do mobilization for these people we see and fear. For example, when I was contesting as a member of parliament, the team, the structure I was using, largely it was from the LOC1 chairpersons and the aspiring people who wanted to take that seat, because these are the people our citizens believe in and whom they can reach with their challenges, and these people can give their solutions right away from there. Thank you so much. That's my view according to your question, Madam Moderator.
Interesting remarks. Thank you so much for that amazing addition. And I want to get back to Douglas.
Yes.
When we talk about qualifications and say any person can actually run as long as you are of 18 years and above and have a national ID, and the role of leadership training, I understand you could have attained some of the leadership programs in and outside Uganda. That kind of exposure, the structures do have someone who I could call the Secretary for Environmental Protection, you have the Secretary for Information Education, you have the Secretary for Security, you have the Secretary for Finance. All these are dockets that require some kind of training, not necessarily it should have gone to school, but there is need for some kind of training. So how do we really advocate for this, that it is done even pre or even post elections to empower these people that take on these leadership positions? Because you realize that the local council leaders are the most closest to the community. When we are rounding off from members of parliament in Kampala, that means you have a bigger scope of people to look out for. But when you look at a chairperson LC1, they are more closer to the popularity and to the masses in their villages, unlike other bigger people. So how best do you think this can be done in terms of making sure that at least there is some kind of knowledge dissemination, of understanding? Because I keep visioning a chairperson LC1 who doesn't know how to write, because the position is not requiring anything around that, but also who cannot read, and perhaps who is not lucky to even have children like Wycliffe here to be able to analyze, and vis-a-vis the little or no pay that is given. How best do we really work around that?
Well, I want to thank you once again, Madam Moderator. And I want to believe this question pushes us to what are the strategies that we would have government and all political stakeholders, okay, have to make sure there is thorough and efficient service delivery. Now, some of the strategic way forwards we would have to make sure, because you have highlighted on the kind of offices, okay, that are supposed to be occupied, and you have strictly looked at the depth of skill and service execution, okay? We cannot have an office that requires an individual, or a Ugandan for that matter, to have environmental sensitive information to be filled by an individual who doesn't even know how to read and write.
Yes.
Are you getting me?
True.
Now, what we are looking at here, I first of all want to thank, this one I want to always say, because we can't say we don't have it. It is by law, okay, that if you have a national ID, you're eligible to vote, and you're above all a resident of a particular place, and you're eligible to vote.
Sure.
That is okay, okay? But now it goes back. My sister Charity talked about youth being very proud, okay? For them, they want to have those higher shots of going for the MPship, representing a whole district, but your home does not even believe in you.
Yeah.
You cannot convince a district, okay? Now, such strategies we would have is that, one, is that I want to encourage political parties, even the government, Okay?
Yes.
Let us work together and have policies, because the issue comes from policies. Okay? It is okay, you can be eligible at one point, but there are sensitive offices that really need someone with wisdom, someone with knowledge, someone with exposure. Okay?
Yes.
You see, development and infrastructure growth doesn't discriminate. Whether you are a youth, whether you are a baby, whether you are someone from old, we all need medication. And we all need a clean environment. We all need to go to thorough schoolings. We all need recommendations from such leaders. Now, a leader without such exposure would definitely detriment the office.
True.
That's why I always retaliate and say that the mandate is on you who wants to be served. If you let a leader who is lame, and by lame that is in quotes, I don't mean the one who is disabled. No, I really paramount those people. Okay? I really love them. But the lameness I mean is that they are half-baked to fill that office.
Position. Yeah.
Are we there?
Yeah.
So I encourage government to always include policies, revisit policies. If the policies are not fulfilling, let us revisit them and make sure the services we want our youth to get. By statistics, 75% of the population of Uganda is by youth. Are we getting it?
Yes.
Now, which means the youth have a greater percentage to even play, because we are still growing. The other generation might go, but we are the ones to face what they have left behind. So if they have left behind trash, you are going to find trash. Yes? That is why I want to commend my brother here. He's very much a participatory when it comes to leadership. Okay? My brother Wycliffe. He has really pointed out that his party, PLU, is trying to get to ground roots level in terms of service delivery and grassroots growth. The youth getting involved in the party. That is very excellent. All right? So, revisiting policies, I want to commend. Then secondly, it is not bad to first have trainings before you get into the election. It's not bad. One, because yes, you want to run for an office, but you are half-baked. So I want to encourage even political parties, because these are people going to represent you at the ground level, succumb them to skills development. I want to give kudos to our president, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. He has done very excellent work when it comes to skilling the youth. That is excellent. But you see, there are still issues when it comes to monitoring. Now, when an LC is not aware of how an industry or a factory is run, how are they going to monitor? Now, however much the leader has given an opportunity for services to reach down here, they are going to get tainted. However much the services are excellent, they're going to get tainted. So, succumbing aspirants to trainings because we can't, you see, when I love the statement and I say garbage in and garbage out. That means that if you're half-baked, we don't expect something ready. It will still be half-baked. So we want to send leaders who are exposed skill-wise, who are exposed when it comes to offices. We are sure that when a youth gets to that office, he has gone through level A, level 2, level 3, level 4. That will give credit to even the head of the party, or even to the government. Now, this cuts across political parties. Whether you're into the government, whether into your opposition. I want to also give credit. Our president earlier talked about succumbing oppositions opposition leaders to scrutiny when it comes to implementation of government.
Yes,
that is excellent. Okay? Now, by that we mean that we all need, if we all need our youth to, you see, when we look at the youth inclusion into the local council politics by statistics, Uganda carries 33%.
Yes.
Now, that is not a bad percentage, but there is room for improvement. But now the president has put in services or factories and so on, you know, skilling hubs. The PDMs has brought the services closer to us down here. Okay? Now, if the youth in that particular vicinity all need to get jobs, but getting the job, you need to first attain that certificate, the skill, and then you can be ready for the market. Now, if we think, as the people from the opposition think that certain, because it has come from the government and we don't want to cooperate with the government, these are the very services going to taint the youth, and they are increasing even on the statistics. The youth unemployment is very high. But that doesn't mean that there are no places, or there are no placements, or there are no avenues for the youth to get employed. It doesn't mean that they are not there. They are there. And we have seen the government building up various avenues for the youth to get involved. But you see, that's why I encourage it. This should go beyond political parties to the landmark of Ugandans. We are Ugandans. Let us encourage, regardless of whether you belong to a particular political party or ABC, okay? But let us make sure a Ugandan is improving when it comes to growth, okay? When it comes to development. And make sure that a Ugandan is contributing to the growth of the community from the grassroots.
True.
We shouldn't wait for parliament. Really.
Yeah.
Parliament is, I see.
And it needs support now.
Exactly.
Yes, information is from ground.
Information.
Very true.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So let us go past making sure that leaders, if you are supposed to want to have an office, which is your mandate and your chance anyway, but you must, for us to achieve a particular goal of an office, you must be succumbed to skill. Let us improve and revisit our policies. And then second, let us always conduct civic education. You see, let us move out of the era of let those ones first knock and then I will learn from them. No.
Yeah. It's a big mistake.
If we want to go to particular point A, let us teach, okay? Charity, let us teach weekly, let us teach Traceline that egg is oval because it is from a hen. And then let us teach them that that egg provides protein. But again, when you eat the protein, you will also get the shell. That shell will give you the calcium. The calcium will give you the feed to the same hen.
Very true.
You getting me?
Yes.
So let us move out of offices. You see, service. I like how our dear president and also the prime minister always conduct business. The prime minister, Right Honorable Nabanja, she always visits places where there have been issues. That is very paramount. And that is, I would love our leaders, right from the grassroots. If there is an issue in a particular area, go and visit. Don't say they come to you. What do you mean coming to you? There is an issue happening which calls for your attention.
Interesting. Let me first get to
Yes.
Charity. Thank you so much, Douglas, for that. And you stretch it out so well that I find nothing useful to add to that particular
Sorry.
conversation.
Sure.
But let me get to your Charity, and I want to begin it from a point of women's participation in politics, but. In the societies where we come from, we know that most of these people, we are calling them chairman has been in position, chairman. And by chairman, I am very exact on the use of the word man on these particular conversations.
Yes.
And the role that language has to play. We have not seen so many of the women come through on these positions because again the structures, I guess that the chairperson of the Women's Council can be part of the structure of this committee. But when it comes to the real representation of actually women's voices, when you go to some of these chairpersons, you have issues around sexual harassment. We have issues around corruption. They'll tell you, first give me 20K so that I sign for you, and you need the signature. But also the real conversations of issues around domestic violence, of issues around all that, and the reporting mechanisms and the roles that some of these leaders do play as the first-hand people that we can reach out to. What more do we need to do to encourage as more women to take on even this position, the chairperson position, and be able to not just take through, but represent and win those elections, but also vis-a-vis our role as the community to encourage rather than stigmatize them. When someone comes through on that position, you're often told, or that is a position for men. You would rather go and run as a chairperson of Women's League. But when do we change the narrative to an inclusion of both youth but also women in those other positions?
Thank you very much. We need to break that stereotype. And women are very great people. But women are seen as, we need a lot of sympathy. They feel like women MPs of every district, that is sympathy for us to go to parliament. Look, a case in point is maybe Lenia Charity. She stood with men and won them. But people would expect her to stand in for woman member of parliament, or the courageous ladies that have stood for constituency MPs. They look at them as maybe barriers, because such big positions have been looked at for men. And getting to the chairman position, I'm from a village where some elections were conducted and there was a lady and a man. But even the ladies were supporting the man. Why? Because of chairman. It is ideal that the chairman should be a chairman, not a chairwoman, a chair lady. They look at maybe you're supposed to dig, you're supposed to be in the market, but we can sign these agreements. We can put the villages in order. We can maybe we can settle the small disputes at family level. We can take our issues onto top levels. Even the women can handle each and everything. But it also comes back to us, the women, the ladies. What are we known for in these villages? What are we known for on the grassroots? You hear that, that group of ladies is known for gossip. That group of ladies is known for this, which demoralizes even the men from supporting us. And again, some ladies are going to fear, they will have fear for maybe the men are going to bribe me, the men are going to want to use me to get into that position. But if we do not stand out, if we do not come up, there is no way the men are going to realize how strong we are. And we have a lot of capability, we have a lot of potential. I personally, I believe I can become a chair lady of my Chizova village.
Chairperson.
Yes.
The position is chairperson.
Chairperson of Chizova village.
Sure.
Because I feel like I can run to different districts. I can go to the sub-county. I can sign for my people. I can represent them. And looking at my chairman from my village, he's always there to settle disputes. Yes, he does that. To look at the land agreements, to look at how many people are in the village. Being a youth and being a lady, I can do that. So with the ladies, if we put it in our mindset that we can handle, we can manage it, there is definitely nothing that is going to stop us. The fact that you step there, you put one step ahead and you go into something, it is going to come true. Believe in yourself. Do not wait for the men to be the ones to push you. Stand out, push yourself. When they realize you are vigorous and maybe you can actually beat the chairman, you definitely emerge as the chairperson. So if the women keep on hiding under the shells of we are housewives, we are the market ladies, there is no way we are going to be given positions into these LOC1 elections. They will only leave for us the women part, women league, women council, yet we can come and become the chairpersons at LC1, at the parish level, at the sub-county level. And we can even become district chairpersons as ladies. But it all starts with our mindset.
Thank you, Charity, for that. Our time is really fast spent, but quickly, if I'm going to pick just briefly, the role of young people in promoting peace amidst elections. We know oftentimes young people are paid to cause violence, but also in a way of preventing that particular violence, we can also be used as peace ambassadors and negotiators of resolving the disputes that may come along during elections. Yes. How do we call to action young people to be part of peaceful elections in this particular, but also being ambassadors of peace?
Thank you so much, Madam Moderator, once again. But before I answer your question, I just want you to give me some few seconds. I talk about something when related to women. Me now, I was a student of gender, and in sociology, I don't think it's stereotyping, but a long time, and according to in our villages where we do come from, when we could wake up in the morning, you go together, a man and a woman, they go to the garden. After digging, the woman could carry her son or her daughter on her back, gets two hoes, one of a man and one of a woman, then passes through the well, gets a jerrycan of water, then with firewood on top of a jerrycan. Then we reach home, we find the woman is now engaged in washing utensils, starting peeling matoke, starting cooking when the man is under the shade of a mango tree on his radio waiting to come and start lunch.
To be called for food.
To be called for food. But I see there is change. And I want to thank the government that now it has given opportunity to women, and you can find now men can also do what a woman does. I myself, when I'm home, now that we are not born with girls, we could do everything a woman can do, and that one didn't stop me to become a man. So I call upon other men who still do that to change, because we are now in a modern Uganda. If I come back to the question, that we are the engines and we are the people who bring violence. It is very true that some of us are being used to do some things which are not doable in our villages and in our communities. And it is because of small tokens we get from these people who say they want power, and especially the rich people. My dear brothers and sisters, who are the young generation, who are the eyes of Uganda, who are the hopes of the incoming government, let's now do what is a right thing. Because related to that, I could see some people, because of simple tokens they could receive, you find chairpersons are signing agreements. They have stolen cows from Mr. Mjigamba, and because of that small money, you have, you know it is stolen, but you have given that person the chibadi to take it to another farm, and you use the youth, now you pay them to escort you, because you know, according to how she said, we have the committees, we have the security, we have the women, then we could now have the security who are the able-bodied men to guard this stolen cow to another farm and with the authorization of the chairperson. So to me, don't do a wrong thing because you are given something as the youth. That's number one. Number two, now that we are saying this message and we are sending it out there, go and explain to people to do what is a right thing. That's why me, however much I say I reside here in the city, I have to go back when that time comes and tell my brothers and sisters and people on ground that this is a right person we should entrust with our mandate. Because at the end of the day, if we are on the youth to bring fights, chaos, it means we are going to get a leader whom we are going to regret for a number of years and for a long period of time. And it is going to be affecting us. And that's why they say charity begins at home. That's why you see, even at a national level, people they are abusive, and especially the youth, and it's because they didn't grow up from the families whereby the parents could call them and bring them on table and say, Wiki Charity, this is how we have to do this. Douglas, we have to do this and this. And to me, I think we still have a lot to learn from our parents and from our elders still, and the clan elders when we talk of extended communities. But still, I re-echo that the youth, we should stand firm and be loyal to ourselves, that's one. Respect the rules of the societies and respect the constitution. Because however much we say we have learned, we know how to differentiate what is wrong and what is right, we should also do it under the law. According to how Mr. Douglas was saying, that all we should do is to respect the law. So, my dear, I call upon my dear young generation, the girls, the boys, let's respect the law, let's do what is the right thing, and let's support something which is right, other than being given money, support things which are not, and which can even bring our societies to chaos and other things. Then before I close up, I don't want to forget this, as we are going down there to choose who are going to be our next leaders. Mind about people we are sending. You see, when you are going and you are feeding a people of Nira, they say you must have a chairperson signature of your community where you reside. That is very critical, that if I stay in Weyogere or Kakajo in Entebbe, the chairperson must be knowing me. It's very crucial. I have seen mistakes in my community. Someone comes 1 year, settles, because he has money, he buys the voters, they vote him, the man disappears with the stamp. So this is a big lesson. Let's look for the people who are capable, who are the senior citizens, but who knows where we have come from, where we are, and where we are going. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Let me get your parting shots, and I'll start with you, Charity. Your parting remarks.
Thank you so much to all the listeners. Thank you for tuning in. And for youth and women inclusivity, let it be re-echoed and re-echoed. We need to be actively involved in these elections. We are leaders of today and tomorrow, not just leaders of tomorrow. If we can change our mindset, adjust, just like my brother Douglas said about learning different skills, let's learn the skills. Let us involve ourselves in particular activities. And for the women who are out there and you want to be maybe leaders, build it in yourself. First, have your own self-esteem, build your confidence, and you will definitely make it. To the chairpersons that are there, be available for your netizens. They have entrusted you. Please ensure that in case they need you, just like he has talked about running away with the stamp, in case the people need you, be there for them. Very many documents need LC1 stamps, LC1 signatures. So we cannot give you the mandate to be our leader, and yet you are not there for us. Let all the leaders be there for their people and serve the people, not just lead the people. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Charity, let me get you, Douglas, your parting shots.
Well, thank you very much once again. Now, the shot I would leave with the viewers today, and the youth at large, and women for this matter, okay, is that one, the local council elections is an opportunity and a chance for you, okay, to have and participate in choosing leaders who shall be accountable and serve your interests. So if you get lazy at choosing the right leader, do not blame the government, do not blame anyone. You shall be and cry at the feet of a halfly baked leader. So the chance is with you. You have the chance. Choose the best leader. Choose a leader who shall be accountable for all the nitty-gritties that shall be in the community. Choose well and make sure you serve, because when you serve in the country, you start from your community. So you're serving community, exposing or expounding to the country. By having or casting your ballot, you are improving, okay, to the gross development of this country.
Thank you.
So I would love to make this final remark. I would love to re-echo our motto, that for God and my country. So if that motto is your mark, then you shall be able to serve this country to the best of your ability. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Douglas. And Wycliffe, you had earlier given your remarks, but I'll just give you 30 seconds to just say bye-bye to the viewers.
Yes, I want to thank my colleagues, my dear brother and my dear sister here, and the moderator for today. You said I've said it all, and I don't want to repeat. But what I want to tell you is the LOC1 elections, the women elections, right away from the village level, they are training grounds for our future leaders. Let's not participate, because at the end of the day, we have to contribute, and we have to contribute from the village right away, since these leaders are going to be accountable for what they have done. That's why you have seen the president, before he addresses the people, says, who is the chairperson? And when there is any other function, they say, come, the chairperson, what have you been doing? Yes, where is your committee? So I call all the young people out there to go when that right leader comes, to choose a leader who is going to lead you for the next years, as we see how we can transform our Uganda to another level of drive to maturity. Thank you so much. May God bless you. And I shout out to all the youth out there. Let's stay focused. We have come from far, we are somewhere, and we are going somewhere to the promised land with PLU. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And of course, I was joined by Tumuhimbise Wycliffe, who is a former Member of Parliament aspirant for Buhweju West constituency, and Charity Kusima, who is the youth leader under the Students Affairs docket from Busheng District Youth Council, as well as Topacho Douglas, who is a lawyer but also a patriot, discussing issues around the local council elections. What does this mean? And particularly, where are the voices of young people, and how do we have women included in this conversation? A call to action is that go and participate, at least support if you feel you cannot run, because then you should not run if you feel you're not also capable of doing that. And then also, on the other hand, be agents of peaceful elections. Don't be the one that is fueled to cause commotion, to cause violence, or to beat up other opponents at the polling station. Also, there are opportunities in terms of being polling agents, polling officers, where you can be able to earn a coin or two, as well as earn other skills in terms of mobilization and organizational work. And from me to you, Cheslin Ankunda from Youth of Purpose, we want to say thank you so much, and to thank the Youth of Purpose team, as well as U24 Television, to the team behind production, Sherina, to Afizo, to Tyson. Thank you so much for always making this possible. And we want to remind you that this show happens every Wednesday at 9 p.m. See you next time, same place. Bye-bye.
Youth of Purpose.
I'm coming home, I'm coming home.